Tuhin. I'm a rising sophomore at Bellarmine, and my project is the gesture-controlled robot, and for my modification, I added an ultrasonic sensor and a smoother way to steer it. So I chose this project, the gesture-controlled robot, because I'm on the robotics team at my school, and I wanted to learn more about robotics, and also learn more about Bluetooth, because I was interested in how pairing worked. And how this robot works is it has a Bluetooth module, HC05 Bluetooth module, that sends signals to the Bluetooth module on my gesture controller. And the way this module gains signals is through the accelerometer on the controller, which will track the X, Y, and Z position of the breadboard itself. And based on that, it will send that information to this Bluetooth module, which will then translate that data into a series of commands, as in forward, left, right, or backwards. And then the motor controller will then execute those commands by setting the motors, the 4 DC motors that I have on this robot, to high or low, and that indicates the direction that they're going in. So for a quick demo on how this works, once I turn this on and I get the module paired, once this thing gets plugged in. So once it's paired, which is shown by blinking twice, I can move the robot forward, backward, left, and right. And for my modification, I added this ultrasonic sensor in the front. And how that works is if it detects something solid in front of it, it will stop every movement except backwards. And that's basically a way so that it would avoid that obstacle. Or else, if I just stop all commands, then the robot would just be in a stuck mode. So the biggest challenge I faced on this project was, like Abir said, Bluetooth. It took quite a while to figure out how to pair these two modules, and once I eventually figured it out, it was probably the biggest sense of satisfaction I'd ever felt throughout this whole BlueStamp experience, because I finally got something to work that was so difficult for me to figure out. And the reason that it was such a challenge was because I had to investigate through many different libraries and research through many different tutorials and documentation on the modules itself to figure out the proper way to pair them. The second major challenge I had was when I added the ultrasonic sensor. Eventually what I discovered was that because of the power that the ultrasonic sensor was drawing, the Bluetooth module would sometimes cut out, and as a result I would temporarily lose control of the robot. So how I fixed this was by adding a 9-volt battery instead of my previous 4 AA batteries. And once I added that change, the robot started working properly, and it would run both the accelerometer and the Bluetooth module at the same time. So how I want to extend this project, I wanted to add an app where I could control this robot instead of just using a gesture controller as another method of moving this robot. And another one that I had in mind was adding an LED onto this robot so I would know what direction that the robot was supposed to be moving in based on like an LED flashing at a certain rate. So some things I learned at BlueStamp at my time was what I came to learn: Bluetooth, working with electronics, working with mechanical stuff, and also working with programming. This robot took a lot of code to work, and through that journey, I learned a lot about different programming languages like C++, and then also how to use the Arduino IDE. So through this journey at BlueStamp, I've learned a lot about Arduinos and different electrical components that I wouldn't have learned about otherwise. I feel like BlueStamp has been a great help in getting me knowledge in all of these different aspects. Thank you.